Hola. Bueno, vamos a entrar a la clase. Vamos a entrar a la clase.
Hi, Matt.
Hi.
Hi, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Can you hear me well?
Yep. No problems.
Okay. Well, guys, I've been checking on your roadmap planners.
Oh,
The two of you have advanced quite a lot. And let me see what I wrote because I don't have everything in my memory. But
I received the feedback, teacher.
yes,
I
yes,
just
I
checked.
also fantastic. Yeah, please say what you want to say.
No. Before the class or after? Yes, before the class, I was checking your notes in the roadmap.
Fantastic. That's before, definitely before. Good. Yes, I have written down that both of you have completed your roadmaps pretty much. And then what I want you to do, hello, what I want you to all do is, well, now it's time to put the pieces together and make your draft. And then see what needs to be added. Hello, Kata, how are you?
I am. Not good, not fine. I'm just existing.
Surviving. Surviving. Okay.
Yes.
Due to the pressure at school and all the things you have to do, or is that the thing?
What was that again? Sorry, I didn't hear.
You're surviving because of the pressure of this moment of the year. You mean?
Yes, basically yes. In a lot of things, yes.
Is it possible for you to keep your camera on?
Yes, I'm about to do that. Sorry, give me a second.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Agus. How are you today?
I'm fine. Yeah.
All right. Brenda, what about you?
A bit sleepy.
All right. But did you take a nap or not? That's why you're sleepy. You haven't. You're tired. Well, and let's wait for more people to join us for a few more minutes, maybe 2 or 3, and then we start all together. I want to check on who's present, who's not. Matt, you're present today. I want to ask you, where you present last class, Matt?
No, I wasn't. Sorry. I had some delay.
No, that's okay. No problem. But I wrote an absent and I was surprised in a manner, so I wanted to double check.
Oh, yeah.
Is everything okay? Everything's all right.
Yeah. I just fell asleep, like right before the class. But yeah. Mm,
You're doing all right.
yeah.
So I was
Wasn't.
basically yes. Were you also absent last class?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. I'm just double checking on because I left an empty space. I didn't write the absent because I couldn't see you in the lesson, but at the same time as I was working, you were working in groups a lot. Sometimes people enter later, so I didn't want to make a mistake with the present absent. Let's see. Let me check who's present. Brenda is present. Kata is present. Let's see who else has arrived. Oh, we have a lot of people. Nice. Kevin, Uli, Cami. Hello. Hi. Lucas, Tiaísimo. Hi, Tiaísimo.
Hello, teacher.
How are you doing?
Fine, and you?
I'm good, thank you. Amrit is also here, Jessica as well, and Victor. Hi, everybody, and Uli. Welcome to the lesson. Thank you for hi. Thank you for keeping your cameras on in as much as you can. Please remember to keep them on so we establish better contact. Guido is joining us just on time.
Sorry,
Hello.
teacher. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I am good. I am tired.
Oh, everyone is. All the students are crazy these days, and I get you. I understand how the end of the year stresses all of us with so many things. But I am afraid I am one more reason why you may be getting a little bit stressed. Maybe I mean, like, in the sense that you are creating something and well, you need to devote time onto your creation. But I've been today. I took the time to correct each of your roadmap planners for each of you. All of you have received in your documents my notes, my corrections, sometimes some technicalities, some suggestions, and some also um, comments at the level of information and maybe some things that I suggest including or advancing on in your planners. You will, in a few moments, you will enter your documents and you will work on your script writing and advance on that. I just want to say that I've taken the time to supervise your work and I know exactly where you are standing on an individual basis and that I expect to get you advance and move on with your first script as soon as possible. We will use today's lesson, and according to the plan that appears in our class document, we should be using today's lesson and next one, Thursday, for script writing in class. So you will have the class time to advance. And then remember that next week, on Tuesday, I expect you to submit your first draft, which means submitting means that when I enter your documents, I can see, read, and correct it. You don't have to send it to me. Hi, Paco. Uh, welcome to class. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Good to know. So, well, before you start with your script writing, you continue more than start because everyone is in a different position and you are advancing in an autonomous way. I want to give you some information about the following parts. I always try to advance a little bit with information so when you have to deal with it, you have the resources. We are now in the moment of writing our TED Talks, your TED Talks. So you are working on the different parts and including all the requirements, the rhetorical questions, the statistics, the personal stories or anecdotes, making your speeches engaging, interactive for others to follow you in the written format. As you know, your TED Talks will be delivered orally, live, and you will have the help of visual aids. These visuals that you will use will take the form of either a PowerPoint presentation or a Canva document or any other resource that you use for presenting information visually. If you have any other resource like Go Slides or any other presentation format, you can. But the point is that your visuals for your presentation should focus on the images that you want your audience to see when you are talking, because they support your words. These images can be taken from a source that I wrote in today's lesson. So you can download images and then acknowledge the source. Any data or visual aid that you use as part of your presentation has to be credited, which means that at the end of your visuals, you will use one slide that will be called extra credits, where you will include all the links that you have access to for your presentation. And hi, Emma, welcome to class.
Hi, sorry for being late. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fine.
Happy to know. Well, before I forget, Emma and Facu, that you have entered some minutes later, make sure you read my comments on your script writing document so that you can advance with that. Today, well, we are here on Tuesday the 15th. I was a second ago, I was talking about the visuals that you will have to create in the near future to accompany your presentation, your speech. The visuals can be made in a PowerPoint or a Canva or any other site you use for the creation of visual presentations. In the first slide, you need to include your title and your name. Then you will be including images, quotations, statistics, maybe keywords or phrases to help you advance with your presentation. Add credits, like extra credits, that this will include basically the sources, the links that you will have used to speak in your presentation. Any link, any site you may have consulted. And here in today's lesson, I ask you to copy your links to your visuals here with your names, like when you have your PowerPoint or Canva created, you can put it here, for example, and your name, and etc. What I'm trying to do is correct, as a teacher, I will be correcting your speech and your visuals, like in parallel. Also because some people have already finished writing their script, only one or two, and those people may be interested in beginning with their Canva or PowerPoint. And so for you to know that you can include your links here and I can access and correct. My criteria for correcting visuals is the same that you can use when you see a presentation. Do you expect to see on the PowerPoint slides full paragraphs or sentences, long paragraphs, or do you, as audience, when you're listening to someone talking, or do you expect to see something more graphic, like a word maybe, or a name, or just an image? Which is more powerful, do you think? Complete paragraphs included, or just little words and more visual aid? What do you think?
Maybe some like more keywords more than anything.
Yes, and only when it is strictly necessary. Like if you put the keywords just to refresh your memory, don't. You would choose to put keywords that you want your audience to focus on. Yes, not for your own memory purposes when you're talking, but for the purpose of attracting your audience. This has to be the ultimate purpose when we create a PowerPoint. That's why I say that it's important to focus your PowerPoint on images, visual aid. For example, I was doing some research as an example on the topic of Tiago, that is, I think it was it Tiago's or Brenda's toxic relationships? Correct me, please. It's yours.
Toxic. I don't know if Brenda is she here. Ah, yes. I don't know if toxic relationships. I don't know what did Brenda put, but I am doing something like getting like deshacernos, tipo pasar por alguien de una relación. Getting over
Overcoming.
it,
Superarlo.
overcoming. Yes.
Overcoming a breakup. And Brenda, what was your topic? Remind me.
About self-esteem and that.
But after a breakup too, right?
No.
No? But did you mention toxicity in relationships?
Nope.
I think you're getting confused with mine.
Ah, maybe, Jessica. One of you did. So what I did in this source for images, for example, I give you this link to this source because you can just in the search engine put the topic of your TED, and then you can get interesting images to include that can accompany your speech visually. Yes, and you can just download them and use them. Yes, and well, then when you refer to the sources, you include the link to this site and the specificity of your search. Yes, there are very nice images to use here that some of them are even with some words, or you see like toxic relationships. In any case, it depends on the topic that you have. You can all use this site to download images or screenshot them and use them for your presentations. Just I wanted to show you that it's like a search engine, but instead of Googling this, you can use this site which has got the copyright included. So you don't steal, you use and refer to this, yes, source. Well, so as for today's lesson, what I wanted to give you was just a short, brief reference to the visuals creation. You will, when you're working on your visuals, you will have questions like, is it okay if I put this? Is it all right if I include that? You can ask me later on the go. As with everything, once you get your hands at it, some doubts appear. And when you have your doubts, you consult them with me. But this is just a general idea of how to go about your visuals. First thing first, create a PowerPoint or a Canva doc, give me access, put the link here to begin with, and keep it there. And as you advance with your script writing, you can also in parallel maybe come up with visual information and include it, start shaping. This is also a process. It's not like you make the visuals in a minute and that's it. It's something that you need to edit and re-edit, and I will help you in that. So I wanted to make sure that you understand that I want you to put your creation of a visual aid here, and whenever you can, you begin working on it, but at least you have the document created. And then the source for images that I just referred to, that is Chatterbox, and with the example of one search that I made to show you. What else?
Well,
Also, on top of the visuals, I made a reference to some slides that we haven't in your personal journal. This is your personal journal slides. That is a document you have, and we, in the last classes, we didn't go there because you were working on your roadmap planners. So we left the journal aside. But I make a reference to some slides in connection to some topics of interest that can guide you further into the understanding of how to talk about a story, and you have some explanations in these slides, your credibility, how to check on the sources to make them reliable, and you have some data in those slides that I referred to. It's only 1 or 2 pages, it's pretty short, but it could be handy for each of you if you have any doubts on these areas, including a story or making your facts credible, reliable, or then later on, when we start rehearsing and practicing in class, the use of body language to convey a message using your hands naturally, allowing for imperfection, because we are imperfect. So I don't expect you to be a robot giving a speech, but someone who is naturally talking and sharing using different tones of voice. Body language also comes with your voice management and what we can do with our tones and intonations. Yes, when we are sad, when we are enthusiastic, when we are passionate, we can express that through our voice. These slides can give you some reference onto what to expect and how to train your brain in the respect of body use and voice use. But that's later when we rehearse. But still, I wanted to, because I've been looking at the journals, all the pending parts, and I've been selecting some very interesting areas that you may find helpful. And then for the visuals awareness, slides 81, 82, for example, let me go directly there. Enhance, improve your message with visuals. Here it says draw. You don't have to draw. You can just take from a site and paste it directly in your PowerPoint. I just want to say that the rest of the personal journal will not be corrected on the journal. You don't have to enter and complete. Just from now on, you will have to keep your first draft updated and the roadmap planner and the PowerPoint. But the journal has got data that can help you understand. Yes, it's just a reference. Remembering that the visuals need to be bringing in your audience's attention. They need to be gripping, attractive. Yes. And well, some questions that you have here to reflect on your visuals when you create them. If the slides have a lot of text, avoid that, because the text-heavy slides can distract your listeners from what you're saying, and you don't want them to get distracted. You want their attention to be on you. So it's always best to include in the slides visual information and not written text, like I said. And then here, if you use this guide, you will have access also to the page I gave you, the Shutterstock for images. There are many, more than one. There are many portals that you can use to search for Flickr, for images with a copyright that is a permission for you to use them, and you are not stealing. Yes, you are just using a source and then acknowledging it, saying that you have used it. Well, what else? Well, for the people who came in a little bit later, as I have already checked on your road map planners, I now want you to, at the end of that document, do the first draft, that is your writing of your full script for me to read and enter and guide you. And as long as you write it all, I can enter and make corrections, supervise, suggest. If you don't write, I cannot interact with the information, obviously. Your TED Talk script writing, any doubts, move on with the full script draft. Now we're going there. So we will use the rest of the lesson, class time, to produce, you will use the time to produce your scripts. If you have finished, that is the case of 1 or 2 students with your script writing, and I have already sent you my corrections, begin with your visuals creation. All right? Do you have any doubts? Any questions?
I have a question.
Tell me, Jeff.
We should reach a time in the speech or
Yes,
not?
that's a very good question. Thank you. It's a reminder. Yes, from 2 to 3 pages, which means 2 to 3 minutes of speech. You can write if you tell me, Miss, but I ended up writing 3 pages, but when I say it, when I practice, it's 4 minutes or 5 because of the speed in which you talk and the pauses you make, which is natural. If it takes longer than 2 to 3, that's okay, but please don't over extend it more than 4 or 5 minutes. Like the limit, top limit time constraint, a constraint is a limitation, would be 5 minutes, definitely. Not more than 5, not less than 2. Between 2 and 5. Somewhere there. Yes? Thank you for your question. It's a very practical one. And I say pages, but like I said again, it depends on the speed in which you talk. Maybe you write 1 page and it takes you 3 minutes to say, because you also have the visuals, you also have the quotations that you can explain, expand, examples, etc. So I know it pretty much depends on the completion of something important. Before I send you to the other part, here I included in one of the future lessons here your talk rubric. This is so interesting, which is what you will be evaluated on. The rubric, la rúbrica, pero de la charla TED, como tipo para que vayas viendo qué cosas estás incluyendo de esa rúbrica en tu charla. Miren, les voy a mostrar, es súper interesante para tenerlo ahí. Tu charla entonces tiene que tener, ¿no? Claridad, clarity, es lo que se va a evaluar, lo que yo pretendo, ¿no? Clarity, acá te expresa, que es la claridad, bueno, con palabras, pero es, la palabra ya habla por sí sola, it's self-explanatory, yes. Martin, you're raising your hand, tell me.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, I writing in the chat.
Okay. Let me
I have the question.
Yes.
Which pages have I do?
Yes, you have to write your TED Talk in the document of your TED Talk, the one that I prepared with your name.
The pages in the journal?
No,
which pages?
It's not the journal, it's your document, your individual document on your, it's called TED Talk frame. Then when I finish with this, I can give you the link. Give me a moment, please, if you don't find it around. So like I was saying, your TED Talk rubric, that is from where I will be, the standards from where I will expect you to perform when you speak, and well, first when you write, but clarity, ideas have to be clear, yes. Also, audience centered on the audience, the listeners, specific ideas, and solution oriented. You give a problem and you give a solution, remember. It's a new perspective, yes. It means that when your audience leaves the room after listening to you, your audience can go and say to somebody else, hey, you know what I just heard? Such an idea. It has to be clear so that your audience can then reproduce it. Like credibility. Well, credibility is connected to the research, yes, the data that you have used. And we've been talking about that already, the inclusion of credibility and the reliable sources. Impact. It has to have a clear impact. You cannot just talk because you like the topic. You have to talk because you want your audience to be inspired. You mean to transmit a change, a positive change in someone's perspective or in the actions. It can be just a talk to make your audience reflect. So you raise awareness and they leave the room after listening to you with a broader perspective, yes, more enlightened perspective. Or it can be an actual change. You are inspiring your audience to make an actual change and you will provide the steps, like the action plan. It has to be something actionable. Adaptability, so you need to adapt the information so that your audience understands what you're talking about. Your topic can be very technical, but if you are talking about something that is so technical that no one can follow you, then you have not adapted your speech correctly. You need to make sure that whatever you know, because you have done research on it and you understand after your research, your audience can follow, which means make your language easy, simple. Don't make it ornamental just to show off how much sophistication you use. Make it simple. Less is more. Of course, you can use technical language, but as long as it's clear. Suppose you are talking about this. One of you was talking about shock therapy. That is a term they used in their speech. Well, make sure that when you present the term, you explain it, because you cannot pretend your audience to know without you informing. So don't take anything for granted. Explain, graphically show, adapt the content to make it simple, to make your audience follow you. You know, when someone speaks with language that is so sophisticated and it sounds so good, but then you ask yourself, what has the person just said? It's like you like the language, but you didn't get the message. So don't make that mistake. Because of the form, the superficial form of language, you fall within the error of lack of clarity. Adapt your language for your audience understanding. I was gonna make a joke, but I don't want to hurt your susceptibility, but don't become the president who speaks with sophistication but says nothing. Be someone who says something clearly, simply, and everyone follows. Organization. Your talk is organized. It should be easy to follow. And when you deliver your speech, you have to have in mind the parts. First, I say the topic, then I ask a rhetorical question, then I tell a story, then I give statistics. You have to have a clear mental step-by-step organization so you transmit it in that organized way. Delivery. The delivery of the message has to be magnetic. Your energy is yourself, who you are. So you have to be able to transmit your message to the audience while connecting with your audience. You create this feeling of connection when you include in your speech rhetorical questions, because you are making your audience understand that you care for them and that you want them to follow you. So you make them think, reflect, respond. So the delivery has to be masterful and magnetic. Masterful means that you will make the speech yours. And by the time you say it, it will be part of you. We will then, when you finish with your script and your visuals, work specifically on how to study, which will not be by memorizing. It will be by dividing your speech in some elements. I will give you the technique to study in the future. I don't want to give it now because it's a lot of info and we are not yet there. But I promise that I will also make you feel that studying is not that difficult. That you, it was easier than I thought. Yes. So this is the rubric for the TED Talk. Clear, credible, impactful, adapted to your audience, well organized, and delivering the message with enthusiasm and magnetism. Yes, it's important to consider. Any questions about this? No? I always say this is the material I believe is a piece of jewelry. Yes, I love the material. I think it's so well created, so useful. Well, Hannes, without any further ado, without any further information, now I'm going back onto today's lesson. And something else, I put already in the oral presentations, I divided the students according to the dates. So for the TED final, if you enter the last 3 classes, you will see your names. on specific dates. That is the dates when you will deliver your speeches. Everyone has to be present, but as audience, but only these, for example, will deliver the first oral exam date. Then on the second one, on the 26th, we have these students to deliver. I insist, you have to be present all through, but you will deliver on the date that I have marked. And these, the last students, less on the first, on the last class, because I want to have time for not just the final speeches, but also for a goodbye and maybe some fun. A farewell is una despedida, es la última clase. ¿Sí? Así que ya está todo organizado para que se vayan organizando también, y no faltar,
Okay.
salvar el día, todo. Martín, decime.
¿Las clases se terminan el 28 de noviembre?
Yes, I'm sorry. Sí.
Bless you.
Thank you. En diciembre, acá lo noté, no hay clases por la duda, por si me preguntan, no se cursa, porque como había puesto en diciembre que se entrega la rúbrica de los certificados, por ahí alguno me dice hay que venir para que ya ni pregunten y lo sepan. No se cursa en diciembre, se termina en noviembre, sí. Pero en diciembre, la primera semanita, se les envía el resultado de su cursada, obviamente. ¿Está bien?
Vale.
Así que nada, para que mentalmente, nota mental, última clase es último jueves de noviembre. ¿Sí? Y ahí están divididos por... ¿Pregunta?
This is my last chance. In the next year, I will turn in 19 years, so I live.
You're living with a piece of jewelry. This resource of TED Talks will be of help for the rest of your career, your academic life. If you intend to study, you will find this so useful. I hope. Like I always say, I'm in love with the material because it always gives you. If you, Kevin, when you keep your journal around, and every time you need to, I don't know, prepare something for uni, you get to the journal and read how to make it better, how to make it more credible, etc. I think it's very helpful. We're gonna miss you. Well, now hands at work. You will, with me, you will have also time in class to create your visuals and to practice in class. But like I said, if you finish with your script, you can begin with your visuals on your own. I always give you autonomy, but knowing that I coach your progress and there to guide you and to supervise your work. But I always require your motivation to activate your work. Martin, your TED Talk should be here. Let me copy what you have to do. Paco, yours too. And the rest is in the roadmap planner. Yes, at the end.
I get in the room.
And I have no, I know how the roadmap, teacher.
You do have the roadmap. You were supposed to complete it too, but I also created this document as an alternative.
Yes.
If you have any questions, we can talk about it. Please, let's talk about it. I'm gonna go now create a sala for me to leave this room and go to the sala, and I will call in individual students to supervise your work more head to head with you. So Martin, I want to have a conversation with you. We can talk about that question and any question. After you, I will talk to Paco. Not yet. Once Martin comes back to this room, I will call in Facundo. I will call you in. You will receive my invitation to access the sala. If anybody has any question along the way and I am in the sala, please let me know by writing a message in the chat or maybe when a student comes out and the other one enters, you tell the student to transmit the message. I will try to come and also supervise you. We have less than a minute now, so we can leave, open the new session, and begin working individually. Please. Let's leave and come back. There
Okay, I'm
you
gonna check.
see it. Thank you. Martin is not back, so Paco, I can talk to you. Maybe let's go to the sala. Martin is entering. Okay. Well, Martin, let's go to the sala to advance with your TED Talk. Yes, together for a while. Let's enter.
The Beatles, Paul McCartney.
Gloria.
Your soul is your body, your soul medieval. Bueno, termina la diversión, qué sé yo. Thinking your soul is your body, your soul medieval.
Lesson 23.
Casi te pregunto. No, decido pasar esto. Documents.
Hola chicos, ¿cómo están?
Tiago.
Tiaguísimo, yo vos el año pasado de inglés.
Emma.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
How are you?
How are you? I'm good, and you?
I'm good.
Do you know her?
No, pero Tiaguísimo, Tiaguísimo.
Che, ya sé quién sos, me parece.
Emma, ¿ella es tu hermana?
Somos primas.
Ah, no.
Eran primas.
Yo te
Bueno, mira
conozco.
vos.
No.
Yo soy
Tiaguísimo,
Martín.
boludo. Me caías re bien.
Yo soy Martín.
No me acuerdo.
No, pero tipo.
Emma,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. Your name?
Cata.
Cata.
Yo iba con Lore también el año pasado, chicos. Re divertido.
No, sí.
Mi re amiga.
Sí. Lorena Bortoluzzi is your friend?
No.
Dios, qué lindo. No sé una cosa. Oh. No me lo banco, no me lo banco. Ya está, yo me saqué los auriculares y que sea lo que Dios quiera. No quiero escucharlo hablar, amigo, me rompe mucho la pija.
Hola, perdón. Arre.
¿Quién habla?
¿Y qué? ¿Por qué estás acostado?
¿Qué te preguntaba esto?
¿Yo?
Sí, sí, sí.
Lo que pasa es que estoy cansado.
Todos, literal.
Sí, es muy tarde la clase.
Sí, por eso.
¿A qué colegio vas?
Ay, Dios. No.
¿Yo?
Sí, sí, sí. El único que
Qué
sabe.
tosco es este tipo.
El Mariano Moreno, ¿vos?
Liceo 9.
Ah, bien.
No sabes cuál es. Bueno, o sí.
Sí, me suena. ¿Y ella a qué colegio va?
Al Liceo 9 también.
Ah. ¿Seguís en el secundario o ya terminaste?
Sí, vos. ¿Vos
No,
terminaste?
ella.
Ah,
Vos
Era
también.
28.
Yo tengo 18 nomás, no soy tan grande, chicos. Chicos, no
¿Pero
tengo-
terminaste el secundario vos,
No,
Cata?
no, no. No, no.
Ah, yo tampoco. Estoy en
¿En
quinto.
qué? Ah, yo también. ¿Cuándo es tu fiesta de egresados? Vamos con los chicos.
Ah,
Corre,
en
bye.
diciembre, ¿y la tuya?
Re tarde, ¿dónde es?
En un boliche.
¿Cuál? No, ¿en cuál?
En el boliche que en América.
Alta verga, América. Ah, yo también la estoy en América.
Emu, deja de tirarle leña al
¿Viste?
fuego.
Yo lo hago Moscú. Soy pro.
Ay, por Dios. No seas tan exagerada.
¿Cómo que exagerada? América es una mierda.
Pero el boliche América.
Por eso no, ya sé.
En el continente.
Yo.
No sé, si fuera por mí me iría, no sé. Yo me quisiera ir, pero estaría mejor, no sé, hacer una fiesta de egresados en un crucero.
Ay, pero acá es una. Vos, yo le rebanco. Mirá. Feli,
De
Feli
viaje.
aparece Feli.
Nos vamos a París para.
Emu. Mira, acá está Feli.
Emma, Emu,
Sí.
Lucas,
¿me escuchás, Emma?
Lucas,
Bueno, Emma,
Lucas,
¿puedes ver WhatsApp? Que te acabo de decir algo por WhatsApp.
Voy.
Lucas, ¿qué pasa?
Dale.
¿Qué está pasando?
Ay, no, no.
¿Qué está pasando ahí?
Dios.
Pero pongan a mi amigo.
Chicos, se nos
Ay,
cae el cielo,
Ah,
se nos acaba todo, nos van a bañar, nos van a
Hola.
echar.
Hey,
Ay.
pa.
Hola, mira.
Emma.
Emma, dale. Ay, perdón.
Emma, él es tu amigo, tu hermano, no sé, tu novio.
No, novio. Es mi hermano.
La hello, hermanito de Emma, brother.
Pero es mi hermano. Sí.
Brother of Emma.
I'm from the UK.
Bueno, ahora tenemos que hacer trabajo. Así que
Hay que
nada.
laburar. Primero acá se labura. A laburar de verdad. Dale, tiaguísimo, boludo. ¿Qué onda tu vida? Tanto tiempo. ¿Qué onda, Al? Pues tiaguísimo.
Bien, mi vida bien.
Es que estoy muy incómodo posta y no quiero que se vea que estoy haciendo los auriculares porque se nota que no estoy haciendo nada. Entonces me saqué la cámara y me saqué los auriculares para no escucharlo hablar. O escucharlo a Martín, que no me pasa nada, pero Martín no me lo banco, no me lo banco, no me lo banco. Hello everyone, hereby present. te juro. Yo genuinamente, boludo, apagué la cámara, me saqué los auriculares. Dios santo, no me lo puedo creer. Era re incómodo.
What are we going to do? Anyone?
Che, yo no sabía quién era Martín, pero solo quería hablar con alguien. Chico, pero hace 2 días estaban hablando todos que se querían ir. ¿Desde cuándo les importa tanto? Chico, pero hace 2 días estaban hablando todos que se querían ir. ¿Desde cuándo les importa tanto?
I said, what are we going to do? Just in case. What are we going to do?
We have to wait for Lorena, because Lorena is talking with Martin.
I will. Okay.
You should. You already finished.
What's up with
your
mine?
work.
With me. ¿Y qué pasa
Oh,
conmigo?
where's Lorena? No, nothing.
I
I don't know where's Lorena, but Lorena is gonna
Can
Lorena is
you
gonna
please
come back.
Can you please close your mouth? I need to talk about something. I finished another part of the third talk frame.
From now, just Lorena have to tell us to work in the TED. So
Okay.
if you have
Can I
more ideas, just write it.
Can I wait?
Yeah.
But oh, me duele el cuello. I need to make some sort of readability help. There's a tool right for this. You can do this and that and this and spacing, alignment, and space. There you go. There you go. 55. There you go. Tracking this page, tracking this page, Amigo, ya nos vamos. ¿Qué onda? ¿Cuándo pasó tanto? What? The solution to the problem. I have to cope with the people's ignorance for a long time. So my solution is here. Myself. Um, okay. You're part of the smart few. No.
Okay, I'm done with the script. I said that I'm done with the script.
That's okay, Faku. Then you have to wait for the teacher.
Got it.
Alright. Para posta. Yo creo.
So it's 9 o'clock. Should we leave or?
Eso iba a preguntar. Perdón que hable en español, estoy harta. No sé, se fue, no está Lorena, se fue, nos dejaron solos, vayámonos.
No
Nuestro horario
vamos,
es hasta las 9.
Ya fue,
Hay que
yo me
irnos.
voy. No.
no vamos chicos, chao, adiós.
Skibidi Sigma Pomni. Digital Form de chamba. Y ahora. Tengo que terminar el script. Bueno, gente, este fue un video de mierda. Que os mate, chavales.